We look at 5 on grievance procedure. The big dispute there in 5-1 is termination, whether or not a termination can be grieved. There is a procedure to appeal a termination under board policy, under 120, but we do not want an arbitrator. Ultimately, one of us is going to have to give on this.
I think the goal of both sides is try and resolve things informally.
The strike through on C about evaluations. Let's talk about it. Our initial position, you can't grieve an evaluation. Management discretion up to the supervisor. In response to your position, we need to have some way to challenge it or have it reviewed. We then proposed that it can be grieved basically only to step 2, which is Matthew's level. Step 3, we don't want the president dealing with evaluations. She's got lots of other bigger, no disrespect, but bigger things to do than get involved in the day-to-day stuff. But we do not want an arbitrator.
Evaluations should be based on objective criteria, reliable, valid, measurable criteria. That's why we believe the process and evaluation procedure needs to be grievable.
The biggest impediment is, of course, going back to the very first paragraph about termination. That is certainly something of concern to the board, that our board wants to be involved in the process of whether or not someone should be terminated.
They're required by law to be involved. It's still up to them whether or not to terminate the person, but if the termination was not for cause, an arbitrator can say the reason given was not cause and send it back to be redone.
At that point, the board stands aside if they said it's not the cause. At this point, we're not willing to agree. We will redraft 5. We'll try to fix everything we can in 5. It's, I guess, to 6 on discipline. We're saying you can't arbitrate termination, and that obviously affects discipline. I think we agree with anonymous complaints not being used for discipline.
The 3% for A&P and career staff is not going to faculty because that's part of the bargain act.
Is that 3%, was that included in the budget for faculty?
There is nothing budgeted at this point for faculty increase.
We want to be very clear. We are interested in giving people grades. That's why we need the study to formulate how to allocate dollars. That's why we have not made the proposal. But we will have money. There will be wage increases. We want you all to be paid fairly.